Hello everyone, I'm Jennifer Brown, Family Consumer Science Agent with the North Carolina Cooperative Extension Service, and I'm here to help you get to know the Nutrition Facts label. So this is the new Nutrition Facts label. You've probably already seen it on some of the products you've been picking up at the store, but it's slightly changed, and so I just want to kind of go over this new label with you. Or if you've never been reading nutrition labels, we want to encourage you to read them. So we're going to go over the different parts. So the first thing that you want to look at is the serving size. It's at the very top of your Nutrition Facts label. This one says that there are 8 servings per container, but more specifically, it says that a serving size is 2/3 of a cup. Now, why is this important? It's important because if I have a box of cereal and I'm trying to lose weight or at least watch my calories, I need to look at the label on the cereal box and see how much is a serving. Because if it says 2/3 of a cup and I'm putting in a cup of cereal, then I'm getting more calories from this food. Because in this particular label, 2/3 of a cup is going to give me 230 calories. But if I'm eating a full cup of it, it's going to give me more, and I'm going to have to do a little math to figure out how much. So looking at the serving size is important, but it's also important to look just below that. And it's in big, bold letters and numbers now, the number of calories. Because a lot of people will try to count their calories. You can figure out how many calories you should be eating based upon your height and your weight. You can do this online at caloriecalculator.net, or there's a lot of different apps. If you're interested in keeping track of a food diary, you can use Lose It or MyFitnessPal. Those two are both apps that you can download on your phone for free, or they also have websites, loseit.com or myfitnesspal.com. And you can go in and you put into the app or the program what food you're eating, and it will calculate how many calories it is. You can also put your exercise in there to see how many calories you're burning. So you can see kind of weigh there, because in order to lose weight, you need to burn more calories than you take in. And you're going to gain weight if you're eating more than you're burning. So that's how you can move forward and try to count your calories to lose weight. Some of the things for your health we want you to limit. Those are fat, sodium, cholesterol, and added sugars. And on your label, it'll have all of that information. But again, this label is based upon that serving. So if you're having more than the 2/3 a cup of serving, you're getting more fat, more sugar, more salt in your diet. And you might not realize how much you're getting. So with regards to the fat, I'm not as concerned about the total fat, because I've told you in some of our other videos that we want you to get the healthy fats for your diet. The healthy fats being unsaturated fats. So if my total fat is 8 grams and my saturated fat right below it says it's 1 grams, then I know that 7 grams of this product is unsaturated fat, which is the good fats that are good for your heart and good for your health. It might be something, like peanuts or seafood. Those things are very high in fat, but they're high in the good fats. You want to look at cholesterol as well as sodium, which is salt, because a lot of us are getting more salt in our diet than we need. And last but not least, one of the things you want to limit is sugar, specifically added sugars. This is one of the things that is different on this new label than the previous labels. All the labels have always said total sugars and would give you an amount. This one says 12 grams. But now in the new label, right below the total sugars, it says out of the 12 grams, that includes 10 grams of added sugar. The added sugar is kind of the dangerous stuff that we want you to stay away from and we want you to limit, because this product only had 2 grams of natural sugar, probably from something like fruit, which is good and healthy for you and is going to give you vitamins and minerals. So we want to limit the things that have added sugars. A perfect example for this would be if I'm comparing my cereals. If I look at a box of Raisin Bran versus a box of Fruit Loops, they're going to have roughly about the same amount of total sugar. However, under the added sugars, pretty much all of it is going to be added sugars when I'm looking at my Fruit Loops, because there's no actual fruit in Fruit Loops. But in my Raisin Bran, the sugar is going to be natural sugar, not added. It's going to be the good sugar that I'm getting from my raisins, the nutrients they're giving me, but they're also giving me natural sugars. And then we want to get more of these things: our fiber, our vitamin D, our calcium, our iron, and our potassium. These are the things that we want you to get more of. The way to kind of look at this too is you can look over here on the far right and look at the percent daily value. This is based upon a 2,000 calorie diet for someone. Again, I mentioned looking up how many calories you're supposed to be consuming, because it might not be 2,000 or it might be more based upon your height and your weight and your age. But looking at the daily value, we have the information down here. This basically is a good reference that if it's 5% over here of a daily value or less, that means this is a low amount of whatever this is. So for example, it has 0% for cholesterol. So that's good. We want it to be low because that's one of the things we want to limit. However, down here for the things we want to get more of, calcium is 20%. So that's where we look at this. If it's 20% or higher, that means that this is high in whatever this product is. So we want the things that are good for us to be a high percentage, but we don't want our fat or our carbohydrates or our added sugars to be 20%. We want the bad things that we want to limit to be 5% or lower. We want the good things to be 20% or higher. So hopefully this has just helped you kind of give a little bit of information so that you are better able to read your nutrition labels so that you can manage your weight and get a little bit healthier. This is Jennifer Brown, Family Consumer Science Agent with the North Carolina Cooperative Extension Service. Thanks for tuning in.